And this particular chapter talks about Vibhooti. Vibhooti means special powers. And there are supernatural powers. Once we tap into this potential, that it looks supernatural, but actually it's always there. These are natural powers. When they are not experienced, and experienced in a very rare moment, or that it is not experienced by others, then it becomes supernatural, but actually it's all natural. The fruits of sadhana is Vibhooti, special powers. And the first power is on concentration. So Patanjali defines concentration, Dharana, as binding the mind to one place. Very simple explanation. Put your mind into something, then it becomes Dharana. In the context of yoga philosophy, Dharana must be accompanied with, one must be relaxed. Right now you are relaxed, and when you are relaxed, the mind is able to concentrate without being accompanied with stress. The issue with modern life is stress, right? Stress is the biggest lifestyle problem that we have. Only because we are not relaxed enough to face the task. To do the task, one has to be relaxed. So, one of the main things that we will need to structure into our life in order to be successful in whatever we do is the relaxation response. We have to work on that. In between some work, we must have maybe 5 to 7 minutes of rest, because we are all technologists. That's what we are. When we talk about Hatha Yoga, we are technologists. Not only the technologies to do with to restructure the body, but also the mind, because the beginning of Hatha Yoga is the beginning of technology towards understanding the body, but understanding the body leads to understanding of the mind. As Hatha Yoga Pradipika also talks about that the ladder that we are digging up, that we are climbing up in Hatha Yoga leads to Raja Yoga. It's not separate. In fact, all the yogas are not separate. They are all integrated. Hatha Yoga, Raja Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and then Karma Yoga. All of these are integrated. When we understand the body, when we are able to clearly identify the body's potential, then it leads to an understanding of the mind's potential. Body's potential, mind's potential. If you think about the mind's potential without understanding the body's potential, it becomes a theory. It just remains a theory. Many have spoken about the potential of the mind. How many have actually explored it? Not many, but they have made it an intellectual pursuit. Go for courses, subconscious training, so many are available, but it has just been a very intellectual process. Not many have actually got something out of it. But they are happy because they feel that they have gone for the courses, they have explored it. But what has arisen from there? Have some siddhis come? Siddhis are not something which we should be afraid of. These powers, the powers that the mind has, it is not something which is strange or something which only belongs to some people. With training, you would be able to achieve this. With training, we can explore the potential of the mind, not through an intellectual process, not through only coming for a course for 5 days or 10 days, and then after that, feeling that we have done a course and then after that's it. No. It's not. It has to be a continuous process. It has to be a continuous practice. So when we do this continuously, then the siddhis will reveal. There's a spectacular word out in our system to those who have tapas, who are able to somehow discipline themselves. Sometimes maybe timing. When we reach a certain moment in our life and we feel that, okay, I think the senses can be managed better and I can spend more time inside, within me to practice. And then you will find that whatever that has been said about the siddhis, about the special powers, may be true. But it doesn't mean that once you have this that you are special. It just shows that everybody else is also special. Everybody has this potential because you didn't have the potential until you explored and then you tapped into the power, it revealed, isn't it? So it means everybody else have that potential. The potential of an expansion of awareness which you feel when you are doing the kriyas is one of those potentials. The potentials to see certain things materialize in your life is a potential. To think of and see something happening right in front of your eyes is a potential. Many have had this kind of revelations. But once that happens, they become too fascinated and they think that they are special. They feel that they are more special than others. That's where the whole thing then becomes an ego ride. So, in a day, how many times would we want to structure pratyahara up to you? The moment you feel that the body is stressed, the first thing that you should do is pratyahara. Right? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 7 minutes, put your alarm clock, put your alarm here on the phone and then wake up before you go into sleep. So it's a rest. Pratyahara is rest. And you can train yourself. After some time, we don't need the alarm. We know that we may, if we exceed this particular time, we may go to theta, we may go to sleep. So therefore, we are able to, through practice, keep ourselves in alpha. So enough alpha range, few times a day. Then after alpha, which is pratyahara, comes dharana. You will be able to work much more better. You will be able to study much more better. Retention would be greater. Comprehension, retention, recall, and then after that, utilizing the knowledge for life's purpose. You're able to utilize when you understand, when you are relaxed, when you study, when you do your work, understanding is better. You are able to capture the essence of whatever that you are doing. Then work becomes karma yoga, contribution. Now this has been much more clearer right now than any other time. You find that all the biggest business in the world, those who are extremely successful, the model is karma yoga. Have you seen this? More than ever before, right now, many of the speakers, those very aware, enlightened speakers, modern means they are all they are not people who are yoga practitioners or monks. No, they are in their suits. They are in their normal dressing. They have their family. Just normal, regular people, all speaking about service. Every one of these big speakers who draw about 10 million views, 20 million views, what are they speaking about? They're speaking about love. They're speaking about compassion. They're speaking about kindness. Every single one is talking about that. Social enterprise is huge, has a huge potential. So you see how the shift is? The shift is towards service to mankind, and then much more needed, more than that which is needed, which is at an emergency point right now, is service to the environment, service to Mother Earth. No point looking at another planet. Even children now, they're talking about there are some planets here which resembles Earth, where life can be lived. Why are we feeding our children with this kind of views? They should be trained to look at how we can take care of the Earth. The children now, when we speak to them, they thought, okay, in our class we had this lesson, and then we have planets which are similar to Earth, and we can travel there, we can live there. No, we should live here. We should contribute to this world. So as long as humanity is stressed, we will not be able to find harmony, to work in peace towards the most important need of today, that is the environmental. We need to contribute to the environment. Environmental work, karma yoga, is most important. When we are able to do that, naturally we will feel love for humanity. First we take care of the animals, the plants, the rivers, the air, fire in the sky, then we will be able to take care of each other. Because to do that, we need to mobilize huge groups of people. We cannot be just segregated in one group. Everyone has to. And when they work together in that way, the divisions, the separations brought by religion, race, nationality, gender, high class, low class, all of that will dissolve. So working towards environment is one of the major directions which we can all move towards. But we need leaders who are relaxed. We need leaders who are calm and cool, who are sober, who are enlightened, whose only aspiration is to contribute. If they become rich and famous, it's up to them. But most important is that their intention is pure, to work towards this contribution. So they need to be equipped with the technology. The technology of yoga, when it is given, and it should be given to everyone, to everybody. It should be easily available to everybody, especially the technology in the most authentic form. There is Hatha Yoga. We don't own Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga is the birthright of everyone should practice Hatha Yoga. And from Hatha Yoga, every other yoga comes into being. So when we practice Hatha Yoga with a relaxed state, because in Hatha Yoga, do we have Pratyahara? We have Pratyahara. It's one of the main practices. Shavasana is Pratyahara. The moment you do Pratyahara, you come up to do the asana, Dharana is very strong, isn't it? You are able to concentrate, you are able to balance yourself, you are able to stretch yourself, you are able to tone yourself, you are able to coordinate with the breath. Concentration is required in order to practice Hatha Yoga. And in order to practice Hatha Yoga well, we need to be rested, we need to be relaxed. Pratyahara produces a very high quality Hatha Yoga. Pratyahara produces high quality Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga at its highest quality is Raja Yoga. It leads to Raja Yoga. So when these two interactions are taking place, what will arise? Jnana will arise. You will have knowledge. Knowledge will come from inside. Yeah, how come I seem to be inspired by this thought? Where did this thought come from? What is the inspiration for me? Where it came from? From the practice. So from Hatha Yoga, Raja Yoga, where the mind seems to be more stable and calm and centered, from that Dharana, from that concentrated state of mind, which is supported by a relaxed body, a relaxed character, cool, calm, steady character, mind is stable, it produces good thoughts, creative thoughts, beautiful thoughts, ideas, visions, Jnana Yoga. And then from there, you don't have to memorize any text. We are talking about this, we are talking about it. I have not memorized this text. Just understanding it. Just understanding. I don't remember any of the verses. Maybe the first one. Now begins yoga. We don't have to memorize any of it. Just to understand. To understand, where did the capacity to understand come? When we are relaxed. Now when we are relaxed, composed, poised, dive deep inside, we have thought about this. Many hours in a day, we have thought about good things. Many hours every day, we have thought about how to contribute. Of course, there are many challenges around us. People may not be very nice to you, may throw a lot of challenges towards you. They may bring so much of negativity towards you because of their behavior, but you still attempt to bring the best out of yourself. Occasionally there may be some reaction, but then we stabilize, we become more relaxed. Okay, relax yourself, relax, stabilize, it is not you, definitely it's not coming from you. So therefore understand, don't have to have any issue or hatred towards anybody, whatever that they are doing, just leave it, this jnana. When we are relaxed, we are able to bring forth an understanding, capacity of the mind to evaluate, and we become knowledgeable. So when I'm relaxed, my mind is able to concentrate and dissolve the situation. Otherwise, we will end up fighting, and then we will end up hurting ourselves and the other person, and everything doesn't show there is knowledge or there is no wisdom. So occasionally when this happens, and then sometimes we have to think that maybe this is the challenge that we have, that we need to understand. That we think we have mastered it, but a person comes, a person shows you a character which you are unable to really decode or manage, and that's why you have to come up again. Why? Why have I not trained myself? I thought that I have trained myself. I thought that I have enough pratyahara and my mind is able to focus on dharana, that I am able to concentrate in order to understand myself. But this person or these persons come in my life and then they challenge me and show me that I have not reached it. So I practice more. I practice more and understand. Or these individuals are there as our teachers. They may not qualify as an ideal teacher, but that is because we are intellectualizing. But if we really study, the individuals who are the most challenging in our lives, who gives you so much of problems, issues, gives you moments of anger and irritation, are the ones who are actually showing that these things are not resolved yet. You are not relaxed enough. That means you have not reached the actual relaxed state that is to be attained. So you go and relax yourself more. So the challenge is that this person gives you that reaction, that gesture, that facial look or whatever words, and then you lose your relaxed state. Then you say, not enough. Let me practice more pratyahara, more pratyahara. So in this person's presence, you become more and more relaxed. Have you seen this? Because when you come to this kind of people, characters, how is your relaxed state? You are not relaxed. You see that? The moment this particular person or particular persons come, you lose your relaxed state, you become agitated. So what do we need? We need to be more relaxed. So we train pratyahara, we train and train and train and train until a time comes that whoever comes, the triggers, the people who trigger you to an irritated state or anger state, no more. The platform you have already taken up. They cannot function. They cannot control you. Otherwise, you are still under their control. We are still under their control. No matter how many years you have practiced, the moment a person can trigger your irritation and anger, don't blame them. They may not change, but you can take that opportunity to change. But then eventually we realize that we have not allowed them to change because we are not relaxed enough in their presence. So jnana, this is jnana. Relaxed pratyahara leads to dharana, which is Raja Yoga, leads to a clear understanding of how to manage jnana. Then when we are able to manage well, then comes bhakti. Real bhakti, devotion comes. Devotion to, once we have realized and understood the capacity that we have, then our next step is we become devoted to whatever we are doing. That devotion will bring karma yoga. The last one is karma yoga, not the third one. The last one, where the action is absolutely right. Absolutely, that's karma yoga. It is not karma. Karma yoga is absolute action because it doesn't taint anymore. There is no result that can shake you. There is nothing. There is no more karma. There is no more cause and effect. You are free. This is what is mentioned in the Yoga Sutras and in the different literatures as enlightenment. All of this starts with this. Okay? Thank you.